and now you're leading, and now you can sit like this with your leg up, and then they'll start to slowly move their leg up without even realizing it, because they're not consciously aware of this. Hello, my dear friends, my name is Harold, and welcome to the Sanctum, your gateway into learning and exploring the ancient wisdom of the East and the West. If you're new to this channel, please remember to click the subscribe button and the bell icon, and to give this video a like and share it with all your friends. It'll help this channel grow. So I'm back with a new video on another technique that's associated with hypnosis and NLP. And this technique is called mirroring, pacing, and leading. And it talks about how you can gain rapport with someone, either somebody you've just met or somebody that you've known for a long period of time, to strengthen that connection and that rapport using this technique. Now, because this strengthens rapport, I must say as a caveat beforehand that please use this technique responsibly, that this is simply for informational purposes, as you can use this in business and in your social life, as well as if you're a hypnotherapist or a therapist of some kind, you can use it to develop strong rapport in someone. So please use this responsibly, but it's very interesting, so this is why I'm sharing it with you. Okay, so the next time that you're out and about at a restaurant or in a park or something, and you see two people in love, or two people, or even two best friends who are just very connected and close, you'll notice, if you really watch them and they're facing each other, that they will start to mirror each other. Okay, if one person scratches their head, the other person a few seconds later also scratches their head. The person starts to do this, they also start to do that. If they start to sit like this, the other person also sits like this. If the person sits like that, the other person also sits like that. After a while, there's this synergy, this mirroring going on between the individuals. Okay, so this is an idea that our unconscious mind is always watching us, always watching what we're doing, and watching everything and everyone that we're interacting with. And when there's somebody in front of us who is doing the same things that we are doing, who's speaking like us, who is acting like us, who has the same gestures that we do, subconsciously and unconsciously we feel this connection with them, because we feel like they are like us. And of course, we as human beings like to be with people who are like us, who we can relate to in some sense. So this is where mirroring, pacing, and leading comes in. So the idea with mirroring is, especially if you're a therapist or a client and you want to help your client open up in that way, mirroring is very, very powerful, because it helps a person feel safe and secure with you. So how this is done is literally, if you're with somebody else, maybe you're at a business meeting, or you're having or let's say you're at an interview, and the interviewer is asking you various questions, and he or she is seated in front of you, and they scratch their nose. A few seconds later, you don't want to do it immediately, because then it'll just look like that, like you're copying them. About 3 seconds, 6 seconds later, you too want to scratch your nose like that, and that person might lean backwards. You too, very subtly, without being too obvious, you too gently begin to move back like this. If the person sits with their leg up like that, you too bring your leg up like that. So you're mirroring what they're doing. This is called pacing as well, because you are taking your time as well as mirroring what they're doing, but you are taking on their posture in that way. And if the person, you can mirror the person in many ways. You can mirror their posture, but you can also mirror their facial expression. So meaning, if they open their eyes like that, you too open your eyes like that. If they smile, you smile. If they frown like that, you frown like that as well. Obviously not instantly. Give some time before you do it, otherwise it just looks like a silly game. But do it in a subtle way. And if the person is speaking very fast, like blah 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 blah, you speak like that too, blah 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 blah. If the person is very calm and is speaking like this, you too become very calm and you speak like this. You mirror the person. So then subconsciously the person's mind goes, hang on a minute, this person is like me, I like this person. And rapport is created. Now, when you've done this for about 3 to 5 minutes, Now you can start leading. Now you stop mirroring them, and now you see, you take on their position. Let's say they're seated like this, and now you decide to lead, and you see whether you can scratch your head or something. And you wait and see whether the person will scratch their head too, right? And if you've done this correctly, and if you've mirrored appropriately, and you all are in complete rapport, the person will also scratch their head. And now you're leading, and now you can sit like this with your leg up, and then they'll start to slowly move their leg up without even realizing it, because they're not consciously aware of this. Then you can start to, clear your throat, and without realizing it, they might clear their throat as well. So now rapport is formed between the two people. Yeah. So now there's an exchange of energy going on in that way, but you are leading now. So it's very, very powerful, especially if you're a hypnotherapist. It's very powerful because now from here, I'm now taking it more into a hypnosis context. Now from here, if the person's in rapport with you, you can even from here go into a hypnosis induction where you can act almost as if you're falling asleep. And the person will also, if you're doing this correctly and you're in rapport, will also start to close their eyes and fall asleep. And then you close their eyes and you almost fall asleep, and then that person will fall asleep. Right? It's very, very peculiar, very interesting, and very, very powerful, which is why I say use it responsibly and don't use it for, negative influence and things like that. If you are an actual therapist, you're using it for the benefit of your client to help them in whatever it is that they are seeking help in and things like that. But it's all very, very interesting in terms of how the mind works, which is why I'm making this video. So this is called mirroring, pacing, and leading, and it's very, very powerful. Use it. When you're using it, be very subtle, be very cautious, because if the person is aware of these techniques, it's not going to be very effective on them, because they are going to be aware that, so hang on, are they mirroring me? Are they pacing and leading? So then it's not going to work. But 95% of the world are not aware of this technique. So that's one thing. So it's likely they won't be aware that you're doing it. Also, if you're very subtle, people won't notice it. Okay? So I hope all of this makes sense. If you like these sorts of videos, please subscribe. Please like this video, share it with all your friends. Thank you. Take care, and I shall see you very soon. Peace.